Alright, so I'm about to put my little frame saver crash bars or whatever you want to call them in place. But before I do that, I have this other thing right here. This is a so that's G-Craft. G-Craft is Japanese. But over here I have a Moto Skill. Moto Skill is Thai, from Thailand. So here, this is a center stand. So I wanted to put a center stand on this bike. Some bikes, it's nice to have center stand. Some bikes, not. You don't want center stand. Like for example, you have like a sporty bike. You don't want a center stand on a sporty bike, but you have a bike that's like more, more of a standard. Then you want a center stand, more utilitarian. You want a center stand. Right, the spring kit. Right, spring kit for it. Here's one of the mounting brackets, I suppose. So what I'm hoping here is that, because I'm pretty sure this center stand is going to use the same mounting spot as my as the crash bars, or the engine guard, I should say. Not really crash bars. I think they're more like engine guards. That's the engine guard. So I have a feeling that they might interfere with each other, but I don't know that until you take things apart and that's how you really know, right? How you really know if things are touching each other or not. This together here. That's it. Okay. No other, no manual, nothing. Okay. Oh, okay. This thing does not use the. This one here does not use the. Doesn't mount to the engine. It actually mounts to the frame itself. So this right here, this is where the frame. This is the frame. It's like a bracket, and the engine kind of sits inside the bracket. So this right here mounts into where the frame is. Then let's see. Let me look at it real fast. Yeah, it's at the bottom of the frame where the exhaust is. Interesting. I see it right there. Yep, I think it's right there. Something like that. Okay, let's bring the camera over so you guys can see it. So it won't interfere with my engine guard. Let's see as you can see that. Let me lower this tripod a little bit. That's about as low as I could get it. So it's still on a wide angle. So it's gonna mount right there like that. See this bolt right here. So I'm not sure how this bracket is gonna be placed. I'm guessing it's gonna be placed something like that, maybe. But yeah, it's gonna go in like this. And the stopper right here, it's gonna rest, I think, on either right here or right here, one of this part right here. Okay. So it's looking good. It's looking good, yeah. Definitely looking good. Okay. The only bad thing about this thing is it doesn't have any instructions. So you're not exactly sure 100% where everything goes. It'd be nice to have instructions so that way you can see, 100% where everything goes, instead of just assuming it goes somewhere. Sometimes you can't assume when you assume things. That's how you make mistakes. That's how errors are made. I mean, you could assume to a certain extent, and sometimes things fall into place. Like this bracket over here, it was very obvious. I could tell that it's bad over here, but still. There's little minor details that you can miss, when you assume things. So So where does this go? I'm not even sure where this goes. So you know what? This is for the hook. So I'm not sure exactly where it goes. I'll figure it out, but I'm pretty sure it's for the hook. So right here, let's pan this down. So you see where the spring hook right here is. So the spring, that's obvious. It mounts right there like that, right? Where the spring is, it mounts right there. And the other side of here, it mounts onto here somewhere. And I'm not exactly sure where this goes. Maybe it goes in right here or something like this. I'm not sure. No, actually, it wouldn't because that would be too low. It'll probably be up like this. Not like this because it's too low. So it'll be like this, out of the way, so it doesn't scrape somewhere. Again, I'm not exactly sure where it goes. But it's gonna be something like this. Something like that. But anyways, whatever the case, this thing does not mount anywhere where my engine guard is, so I'm gonna put the engine guard in first. So let's get a start on that and let's set this aside. All right, so took me a minute to kind of figure this out, and I haven't fully figured it out yet. But here's the exhaust pipe right here. Taking this off from putting on the engine guard. So this is still removed. I need to take out this bracket up here. So this bracket needs to come off. This is what takes its place. And this bracket here is only for, as far as I could tell, looking at it, it's only there to hold the exhaust in place. It doesn't do anything else. So even though down over here it mounts to the engine, so that's kind of interesting, where it actually has that to mount to the engine in over here. So I thought that was interesting. So yeah, let's start taking everything apart. So you need 3 bolts, 12 millimeters. So 12 millimeters, 3 bolts. Let's take this. Let's take the bottom ones off first. See if I can see it from here. Yeah. One. That's 2. And the third one. Remove that extension. Get in here nice and tight. Doesn't fit anymore. get my open end wrench. Let me grab that real fast. All right, get my box wrench, I should say, not open end wrench. Okay, that's out. All right. Slide this thing down. Okay, there it is. All that just to hold the freaking exhaust. I don't think you needed all this whole thing. I think it could have been fine just to chop it off, just like this one. Just like this one, like this. That would have been fine like that. I don't see why it was so complicated. But anyways, so that goes in like that. So this is the hard part because this bolt is so damn long. I might have to take off. Man, this is gonna be a lot of work. I'm gonna have to take off the brake lever, the foot brake, this foot brake lever right here. Then I'm gonna have to take off this thing right here because I won't be able to feed this in. Dang it. That's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do more work than I had to. So let's see, what do I have to do to take that off? Is it just a foot brake lever? Yeah, it's just a foot brake lever. It's right here. So the pivot's right here. What's holding this on? I can't tell. I can't see from this angle. It doesn't feel like a screw. I don't feel anything. I don't feel any hands or anything. I don't feel any. Yeah, I feel nothing at all. What's holding that in? Wonder. Nope, can't get it from this side. This has to be from this side. I wonder what's holding this in. That's what's in the way. It's this brake lever. What is holding it in though? Something has to be holding it in. What's holding it in? I don't feel any head on this side at all. I don't feel any type of thing where you put a tool on it. And on this side, there's nothing here. This side, there's nothing here, so it has to screw into something. Unless it's pressed in. That wouldn't make sense though, it wouldn't be pressed in. This is definitely the pivot point right here. One of you just unbolt here and take out the spring, it just slides off. It might just slide off. Alright, so I'm gonna have to investigate this. So give me a minute to do that. So this one is held by, what is this held by? Can't tell. Can't see it. I need to get my mirror in here so I can see what's being held in here. It's held by something. Alright, so for me it's gonna be a few minutes, for you it's gonna be a few seconds. Alright, next day, last night it was getting too dark and getting too late, so I decided to do it the next day. So I'm looking at down here and I seen, last night I couldn't tell what the heck was holding this together, but now I could see it now. So here, this one right here, this is for the brakes, the rear brake. This is, it's just you can see the, what do they call it? The pin. What kind of pin is that called again? Anyways, whatever the, you know what I'm talking about. You pin it through and you bend the two sides. So I need to go to the hardware store and get an extra one of those. And over here, this one here, last night I was feeling here and I couldn't feel nothing, but now today I can see it. It's a silk clip. So good thing is I have a tool for that. So that's easy. So I need to take off this hook first. So I'm gonna unhook here. I need to do this up here. Then I'm gonna do this right here. So I'll probably do it off screen because you really can't see it. And my camera, I'm holding it right now. I'm holding it in my hand, so it's not steady. But normally I have this gimbal tripod right here, but you see how high it is. It's so high that you can't get I can't get the angle. So I'm gonna do it off screen. So you guys just gonna have to see the afterwards. All right. So I get everything off. So the pin here, I can't remember what that pin's called. Cardle pin, is that right? Cardle pin, I think is what it's called. So where's my cardle pin? Right here. So here's the cardle pin. So I straighten it out with the pliers and a little flathead to get it out. And here's the circlip right here, right? That was oops, the circlip over the washer, right? So this is my little circlip tool right here, right? Then the last thing was the spring, and the spring's still dangling right here. Where's it at? Here it is. Spring's dangling right there. And here's a spring pulling tool, and this is what you need. If you don't have one of these, man, go get one of these things. For the longest time, for years actually, I was too cheap to buy one of these, and I was trying to use a screwdriver and hook it in and pull it, whatever. Man, this thing makes it effortless. This is worth the the $5-10 whatever it cost. It's totally worth it. So it made it so easy. It's like just whoop, it's just quick whoop, and that's it. Whereas if you're trying to pry that thing out with a screwdriver or whatever, even with a big screwdriver, man, it's like it'll take you like 20 minutes. But anyways, so that's all out. I think I should be able to move this this piece here now. See that? Actually, no. Let me unhook the brake right here first. Let's see. So I'll take that off like so. And you see this thing has four. This thing has four holes, or I should say 2 holes. It's one hole and another hole 90 degrees apart. So then I could take the brake out of the way. All right. It's on the rain. Oh, perfect time. I just got home too. Now I could straight push this brake lever. You can see right there. Push it out sideways, like so. Let's see. See if it's hitting anything. Oh, it is hitting something. What is it hitting? Oops. There's the spring for the brakes. I think I need a. Oh, you know what? It is hitting. It's hitting the. What's it hitting? Oh, you know what? It's still attached. There's still one more spring in here. There's this spring right here, and this spring is for the brake itself. That's the return spring, not the return. Excuse me. This spring right here is for the switch. So this is a switch for your brakes. You know how when you activate the brakes, it activates the tail light. So that's what that is. So I need to unhook that as well. So let me use my spring tool right here. So I need to turn off the camera because I need to use 2 hands with this. But let me do that real quick. All right, so I unhooked that spring right here. Actually, I couldn't unhook it from the bottom right here because there was not enough clearance to unhook it. So I had to actually do it from here. I had to actually because it's so long, I had to actually bend it out a little bit to get it out. So anyway, so now it's just dangling. So now there it is. It just popped right out. So there's the brake lever. Now I have enough space to get my bolt. Where's my bolt? Right there. So this bolt right here. So now I can start slipping this bolt in. All right, so I think I have enough clearance or enough space that I can set the camera back up to film this. All right, so camera setup. So let's see. Hopefully I could get this the proper angle so you guys can see it. So here's my little bracket that came with the center stand. So it goes in like so. Actually, let me show you how it looks, how it goes in. So here's the bolt. The bolt has built-in spacers, so that's cool. Well, this side anyway, this bolt does. Oh, not the bolt, the nut. See, you see the hex, the thin hex. Well, there's a spacer on that side. So it goes in like so. So here's the bolt, then the spacer. It feeds in like so. The big spacer in first, and from there, imagine if this was already up. Here's that bracket with the hole, how it's offset to one side. So the hole should be on the clutch side. Excuse me, the throttle side. Like so. This is where the frame is right here. And this side is where the small spacer is, over here on this side. Or the thinner spacer, I should say. Not the small spacer, but the thinner spacer. Thinner spacer like so. Then your nut. Your nut with the spacer on the inside in there. So it goes like so, like this. So once it's in there, the whole thing will just kind of screw together like that. Right? So that's how it goes, and it sits, you know, it's just in there like so, like that. So let's take this all apart again and let's put this together. Hopefully I have enough clearance for everything now. I believe I do, but we don't know until we stick it in there, right? So here, oh, yep, got plenty of space. So that goes in, the big spacer goes in, then the little, let's put this thing in first. Put this thing in right here first. Okay, that's in there. All right, so let's back up again. So right here, the big spacer. Where's the big spacer? Big spacer. Feed it through. Okay, I think it's okay. See it on the other side. So now I need to get the little spacer. The little spacer, or the thinner spacer, I should say. Keep on calling it the little spacer. It's the thinner spacer. Oops. God dang it. The camera's right in the way of my freaking arm, so I can't reach. I have to like really reach. That's the thing about setting up a camera to film. It's like takes forever because the camera's always in your way. I'm leaving pressure right here on the bolt, so that way it puts pressure on the spacer, it doesn't drop. There it goes. Okay, it's in to that side. All right, now I have to put the bolt spacer on this side. Let's see if I can see. Can't even see from that side. Okay, there it goes. So now I should be able to spin it in. Yep, it's going in. So that hex on that side, it actually, no, it doesn't. I would say the hex on that side sits inside the center stand, but it actually doesn't. There it goes. That's it. Okay. So this thing's wiggling right here, this bracket right here. This is supposed to be a nut and bolt that go through right here to get the thing wall back up. Okay, so this thing sits like so. Oh, so earlier, or yes, last night, I mentioned that the stopper was gonna sit further down, but down over here, but it's not. It's actually sitting up over here. So, which is fine, no big deal. No big deal. That works. So I think this is a, what size is that? 14? Yep, it is a 14. It's funny, I just happen to have a 14. Just happen to have a 14 in my hand. Okay. So you need to put the exhaust back up to make sure that the exhaust is lined up properly before I kick this thing up right here. Yeah, so it hits like that, so it stops right there. Like that, so let's actually just back this out and see how it looks. Like that, and it stops like that. So you can see the stopper up there. Oops. So the stop hits the frame up right there. that is the frame right there, and it stops. So now I need to hook up this. I need to hook up this spring. This is the spring that it comes with, and this bracket here, and this thing right here. So this right here, let's tighten this up. So you see the frame bolt right here, that one right there. So this screws onto that. But if you look at the spring right here, the spring is not long enough to reach from there all the way to the. Let's zoom this down a little bit, see if you guys can see this. So it can't reach from here all the way to there. That's way too far. Look at this. It can't stretch that far. See how that's one. Let's see the length unstretched. 1 length, 2 lengths, 3 lengths. So it can't reach 3 lengths from this one little thing. So that's what they have this bracket for. So this bracket goes in. This bracket goes in the bolt first. Then this clamp screws onto the bolt. Then this will hook on like this, right? Then it hooks onto this little nub right here, like that. So yeah. So this is kind of useless, I think. I'm not sure if this part is useless or this gets used for something. But that's what it seems like to me, anyways. So let's stick that in. So this goes in first right here, like so. This goes in. So. And you see that the bolt's still there, or the nut, I should say. The nut's still there. So the nut's not going anywhere. This needs to go in. I should Loctite this. Let me Loctite this, and I should also Loctite the center stand as well, I think. So let me go get some Loctite and do that. All right, so I've got lock thread in there. You see the blue, right? Lock thread, I mean, yeah, lock thread. Yeah, that's right. I got my bracket in there, sounds good. So this nut right here is 16 millimeter. So get the 16 millimeter in here. See if this fits. Okay, it does fit. Kind of a tight fit. I think I just hit my ratcheting box wrench. Let's see if that fits. Oh, that's 14. Oh, that's 14. That's not, oh, here's my 16. Wrong wrench. Here's my 16. Oh, my 16 might not fit. Oh, it doesn't fit. It doesn't have enough space to swing. See this swing on this side. Yeah, it does. So once I start tightening that up, this bracket right here is going to get kind of tight. So I'm actually not sure how. Oh, shit, it's hitting this bracket right here. Is that in the right spot? Feels like it's not in the right spot. Let me actually loosen this up a little bit. Just enough to move that bracket out of the way. So usually Loctite when you tighten it up and it cures. Jeez, what the hell? Oh, jeez, it was hitting the frame right here. That's why I couldn't spin it down. So let's see. Oh, that's not right. Look at this distance. See right here and there? That's not right. Unless this is supposed to be on the outside. It didn't seem like it though, because it's not fits. It doesn't fit properly though. See here, this it doesn't fit. See that? That's supposed to fit on like this. And that right there hooks onto this like this. It's possible. That's probably it. So yeah, usually Loctite when it cures and you remove it, you're supposed to clean it up. You know, remove all the old stuff and add new stuff to because you can't, you know, with Loctite you can't reuse it. So you have to, you know, apply some more. it's like glue, right? You know, once glue cures, you can't reuse the glue, right? You have to add more glue, new glue. So same thing with Loctite. Okay, that's good enough. This is pretty short, so not a whole lot of torque there. So I guess this is like this then. It's like this. Okay, so it's gonna hit. Let's see. I'm not sure if it's this direction or if it's upside down like this. It might be upside down like this. No, it can't be like that because it's hitting the frame. This way, when you push up like this, it hits the frame. Unless it's down like that. And oh, it hits the frame. No matter what, it hits the frame. It hits the yeah. So it can't be that direction. It hits the frame. So it has to be like this then. So that means this thing pivots too. This thing moves along with the spring. It moves up and down with the spring like that. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So now I need to Loctite this bolt. Actually, I need to take this, loosen this thing out, and Loctite that bolt. What was this again? This is a 16. No, it's 14. It's 14. 14. Loosen this up real quick. I'm gonna Loctite that as well. And I want to Loctite this as well. Camera's right in my way. Normally my arm is not all cocked over like this, so I'm having a hard time doing everything because the camera's right in my way. So yes, I'm gonna Loctite this nut here as well. See, consider how thin this is. There's no way I could get a wrench on here, and that space right there. There's no space for a socket either. So it's not, you don't really have a way of tightening this down. Because once I get this Loctite on here, I'm not even sure if I could even take it off. Because it's going to be kind of an odd fit. Maybe an odd fit right here. Okay, like so. Certain amount of looseness here. You get this exhaust back in so that way it could I know where this bracket lies. Otherwise right now the bracket's actually not loosen it up so that way I can swivel this bracket. Yeah, see that bracket I'm swiveling? I need to loosen it enough so that way it could swivel. Otherwise, if it's too tight, it won't be. It might not be aligned properly. I'm snug it just enough that it still moves, but at the same time, it holds in place. All right, so let's see. Where's my bolts? Where's my nut? Here it is. So they give you a nut for that because the original one has with the original bracket, the nut's welded on. So they give you a nut right here. It's a flare nut, flare locking nut, right? So you have the flare base right there, right? On the other side, you see the serrations. That's basically a lock nut. So I'm guessing that goes on top. All right. Here's the original There is no bolt right here. So this goes in. Let's see, it goes in properly. Yep, so it goes in like so. And the original nut should come in from the top like this, up like that. Alright. So since it has a lock nut, I'm not gonna Loctite it. Should need, you should need to, because again that's that lock nut. Okay, oh, I should have grabbed a wrench to see what size that is. Let's see, what size is that? I think that's probably a 14. This one's probably a 14 as well, I think. Actually, let's look at my and this is a 12. It might be a 12. Oh, it's a 12. Okay, so they're both 12s. All right, I'm gonna grab my box wrench. Let's use my open wrench for that. I have to use my ratcheting wrench for the bottom one. So it's number 12. All right, so this is my 12 millimeter. So I can hold it like so. All right, 12 millimeter. It's my ratcheting wrench right here. Interesting. It looks like that bolt's gonna hit the frame. That bolt might hit the frame. I'm not sure it might hit the frame or not. Let's get my exhaust back into place. The exhaust is still dangling. Let's get that back onto place. Here's my nuts for the exhaust. Over here, let's move the tripod, let's move the camera. Okay, back over here. Let's get this in place so that way everything's aligned properly. Like so. Hopefully that gasket is not gonna leak on me. At least that's my hope anyways. So like that. Alright, so that's in there, that's in place. Let's tighten this down. That's a 12 millimeter, right? 12 millimeter. So when I took it off, it came off really easily. So it felt like it barely was even torqued. So it won't do much either. I'm not sure what the torque setting is. Alright, so that totally feels tighter than it was when I took it off. Alright, so that's good right there, and that's in place. So now I should be able to go back to this over here, to this bracket over here. And hopefully that the bolt clears, because it looks like the bolt's gonna hit the freaking freaking frame. If that's the case, then I have to flip it around and have the bolt on the bottom coming down. But originally the bolt was going from the bottom up though. So let's see. Well, before I do that, I should clamp this bolt over here for the other part of the exhaust. Remember, this is a 2-piece exhaust. This is where it splits the 2 separate parts. So this end over here is the this half is the header and the catalytic converter, and this half is the rest of the exhaust, with the muffler. So let's tighten that back up. So everything should be in place. Yeah, everything's back in place. Nothing's moving. Screw this back in here. So this thing doesn't really move around either. It's kind of fixed in one spot. And the key here is you don't over tighten don't over tighten this thing up, because there's a clamp. It's a clamp like so. When you over tighten it, the end where the bolt goes through, it needs to be parallel. If it starts to do this, when you over tighten it, the threads will be misaligned and you will cross thread it. So you have to be mindful of that. Okay, that's about it. See how I held it? I held it like this. Right there, like that. I didn't hold the handle down here where I could over torque it. So holding it right here like this, there's no way I could over torque it like this right here. If I hold it down right here, down at the handle, I could over torque it. So anyways, that's all I'm going to do. All right, so let's go back into this right here. So again, I'm hoping that does not get in my way right there. So like this. This nut right here. Hold it with that. With my 12mm. Yeah, I think it's gonna hit the frame. Dang it. Really? Shouldn't hit the frame. Come on now. Oh, nope, that bracket can't go any more forward. Looks like a millimeter or less than a millimeter away from the frame. And this bolt still has more to go. So let me try the other way then. Dang it. Because the original was meant to go from the bottom up, but in this case, looks like that's not going to work. So I have to go from the top down. So the top down has plenty of space. See that? See the clearance? Plenty of space there. Ideally, this is actually better like this, because the reason why I say it's better like this is because if this nut falls, at least the bolts could still kind of dangle there. But realistically, when it bounces around, if the nut comes off, the bolt's gonna bounce out. All right, so I think with this I could probably, no I can't. All right, so go back to the open wrench, open end. Let's get this back in place right here. I don't like this because I don't like this because when you do with when you have an extension like this and you crank it with one hand, what happens is that because it's holding right here and you're cranking right here, this head right here will kind of want to like move, right? It moves off this axis right here. So and that will cause it to strip. So usually when you have an extension, your other hand, your free hand, in this case I don't have a free hand because I have to hold the other wrench, but if normally you have a free hand, you will actually hold the head right here, so that way this doesn't move off of the axis, right? So that the axis is right here, it doesn't move off of that, right? So if it moves off of that, that's how you will, because the nut is not, the socket is not squared on the nut anymore, and it cockeyes, and you torque it, and also it strips. So let's get the box wrench, so that way you go in there and it doesn't have that offset you have to be concerned about. Let's see, does this thing fit this way? I think so. Yeah, these are pretty short, so it's hard to over torque it. So that's pretty good right there. And again, that's a locking nut. But I'm gonna keep an eye on that as I use this thing, because hopefully it doesn't cause problems. All right, so let's put everything back together. I'm gonna put this thing on last because I'm not sure exactly where the clearance is. So put everything back together. So I'm gonna put the what is it? The brake lever right here, back in place right here. Right there, slips right in. It should slip right in. Oops. This is kind of in the way right here. Let's see. Slips in. There it goes. All the way in, like so. Put the spring back on there. Just the little spring right here. The spring goes in like so. Let's see. It was like this. I want to get that in there. Oh, it's gonna be tough. I think this might be the hardest one right here to do with this little spring, because there's no space in here to work. No space to work. That's always the hardest thing, is when there's no space to work. So let's hook the top side first. I took it out from the top, but let's see if I could hook it back in from the top first. Okay, that's hooked in. So it's hooked in. Let's hook it from the top. This over here needs to be hooked in. Let's see my spring tool. My hook tool could catch it and push it in this way. Not sure I can push it in this way or not. Dang it. There's no. The problem here is there's no space for that hook. Same problem I had when I was taking it off. I didn't have the space for it. So let's take this off. So, so let me show you what the problem is. You see the hook right in here? Let's see if we can get focus. See on the hook right in there. This right here needs to hook in from the outside, like so, like this. It needs to go in like that, right? But if it's up like this, oops, and it can't hook in because the hook is too long and it won't be able to hook into that little eyelet, right? So I have to instead of being vertical like this and try to push it in, because the eyelet, it can't push in like that. I have to go like this and thread it through first. Thread it through that eyelet. Then bring it up to the top up here. Oops, you guys see the top up there? Up to the top up there. Into the the little thingamabob right there. And you see it's right there. See that? It's right there. It's only like freaking like 5-6 millimeters away from the, at least from the bend, not from the end though. The end is, you know, the end is like over half an inch away. What I could do, I guess I could do this. Oh, actually, you know what? This thing comes off. This thing right here comes off. That doesn't come off very far. I could thread this thing down or loosen this up so that way it could drop down further. So I'm gonna do that instead. Let me count the threads up on here. Oh, you guys can't see it from your angle here. Right up here, there's threads right here. I'm gonna count the threads so that way I know how much to move it. Yes, let's see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 threads. Okay, so let's screw this so this thing drops down further. Not sure if you guys can see this on camera or not. So now it dropped down further. Let's look at what my spring is. See that? Oh, see that? Now also the corner touches. See the corner touching now? Before it wasn't, right? Because again, it was higher up. Let's see. Can I even? Because there's no way I could take this out and back in. Oops, dang it. Man. Yeah, I think this is the hardest part of this whole job. Is this damn little spring right here. Taking it off was easy, but putting it back on, it's a different story. So it's like this. If I hook this in like so. I wonder. Bend this out a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh man, let's see if I could do it from the bottom. Maybe we could hook it this way. Bottom. Let's see. Oh, looks like I could do it this way. Oops. Yeah, I think this will work. Oh yeah, this will work. There it goes. You see that hook? Right in there, right in there. Oh man, almost had it. Almost had it. It's literally like, oh, there it is. There it is. Get in there and push it in now. Oh, you guys can't see it. Right in there. I'm right there. I'm right at the freaking thing. It's in the eyelet. It's in the eyelet. It's not all the way in. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's all the way in. Okay. Oof. Okay, so yeah. Oh, now my legs are all freaking asleep. All right, so now I need to pull this up. Working against the spring here. Let's see if I can pull this up. I don't think the spring's very strong, so yeah, there it goes. I was able to pull it up and over. Okay, there it goes. Nice. Okay, now I just thread this thing back down to what it was before, about 5 threads. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think it's about right there. But you should always double check this, you know, later. Afterwards, you always double check that. All right, so that's back in. I'll go back over here. Back to this spot over here. Let's put this one back in. Where's this one? Oh, come on, I just had it. I just saw it. Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. This goes in like so. See the orientation of that? That's the one with the hose goes into this. Like that. Then get your cotter pin. I think that's what it's called if I can remember right. Cotter pin. That's a problem that I have, is I can't remember names. Names of things, names of people, any name. I don't know what that is. Name of places, whatever it is, if it's a name, I never remember it. I wonder if there's a neurological reason for that. It's like some people, how some people could remember faces. I remember people's faces pretty well, mostly, but not names. But I hear some people can't remember people's faces. They work with them, whatever. They've seen them before, but time goes by, then all of a sudden they just can't remember the face. Like what's his name? What's his name has that problem? Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt has a problem. I think I read an article sometime a few years ago. He said he has this thing where, and there was actual name of condition too, where he said he thinks he has it, even though he wasn't, technically diagnosed with it or anything like that. But he said he thinks he has it because he can't remember people's name, and there was people that he worked with that actually got pissed off. That they couldn't remember, that he couldn't remember their name or their face, and so I found that to be very interesting. Dang it, can't see what I'm doing here. Let's see from this angle. See that angle I can see from, but the other angle I can't. My pins don't line up, so I need to line up these. What I should do is I should get a new pin. But I could go to the hardware store and get a new pin, but the problem there is that they don't have metric. And you could use inches, but sometimes, lots of times, the inch ones don't line up with the metric. Not fully anyways. So just kind of off, a little bit off-centered, I guess. You say. Okay, I think that works. And ideally, you don't want to reuse these pins either, because once they've been used, they've been kind of compromised, so that they're a little bit weaker than they were. Because metal, when you bend it, right? When you bend it and you bend it again, and from new you bend it once. I bend it out to get it out, right? Now I'm gonna bend it back again. So 3 bends, 3 times. It's gonna, it will weaken up the metal. So that's why, normally you're supposed to get new ones for that reason. But I'm not gonna do that because now if I had to take this thing off again and put it back in, then I would definitely get a new one, because it can't withstand that many times, that many bends anymore. It just can't. But I think usually you could reuse it once and you're good. But if you try to do more than once, then most likely you won't be able to get it. It would help if my screwdriver here was square, but it's not. It's all worn up. It's all worn out, I should say. Worn out, and it's all rounded, so it doesn't. So it doesn't hold very well anymore. It doesn't grab because it's rounded. Okay, that's in. Whew, okay, I'm getting tired. All right, so there's this other spring here. This spring is what holds is what pulls the brake lever up. So you see the brake lever, right? When you push down, it's not just that this spring over here, but this spring is not what pulls this brake lever back up. It's this spring here that pulls it up. The spring back here, there's a you guys can't see it, but let me see if I can tilt this thing back down. So you see from one end, you see it. You see one hole right here, but all the other hole that you can't see is further down, which is actually right in here. So it's like that and like this. Here like that. Here's my spring tool. Right, move the camera out of the way. It's in my way right here. Put it back. Oh man, this thing's heavy. Oh my god. Ready to pull it. Oof. Okay. So it's that right there. That's how that goes, I believe. Okay. Okay. So now the brake lever, it pulls up even more. So now when I push the brake lever down, it's a solid, you know, up motion because of that one spring. Let's see what else I need to put in here. Oh yeah, I need to put the thingamabob back in. God dang it, I totally forgot about that. I should put that in first maybe before the spring. The circlip, and the washer for the pivot point right here. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna have to get in there after the camera's in my way. I need to get the camera out of the way. So let me stop the video here for a brief moment so I could get my head right in here. You guys can't see nothing but the back of my head anyways, right? So before I put the circlip on, let me show you something. So the circlip, it's stamped, right? So on one side, it has the corner, it's more rounded, right? You see the inside and the outside right here, it's more rounded. But the other side, it's more squared edge. So when you put this on here, when you put it on, you want the square edge. Let's select this. Let's say my finger is where it goes on like that. You want that square edge to be facing out because you know this is a clip, right? So there's a groove. When it goes in here, that square edge, it catches that groove. When it's where the square edge is, it's harder for that square edge to pop out of that groove compared to the round edge. So if you put the round edge this way, and it goes on like this, it could pop out of that groove easier with the round edge. So that's important to do that. This is very, very important. This is actually critical when you're putting stuff together, like inside an engine, inside a transmission, for like the gears and stuff. You know, like when you look at your motorcycle gearing, you know, it's a sequential. You know, the gearing, it has a bunch of gears all in series with each other. It's important that you have it in place. Otherwise, there's a possibility that the circlip in your transmission could pop out because you have it on the wrong side. So that's very important right there. A lot of people don't realize that when they're when they're taking off their engine and such, or their transmission, and when you put it back together, they snap the snap ring back on the wrong side, the wrong way. Okay. I think I have it, but I can't tell. I need to go to the other side and look at it. But I think I have it though. Let's see. Let me move it around with the flathead. Yep, I have it. It's in. So it's in place. Yep, looks like it. Right, let me look around to the other side. Yep, looks like it's in place. Okay, so let's see, double check. Let me see if I can See if I could try to wedge it out. Nope. Okay, so it's in place. So good. Nice. Okay, so it's all back in. Now I just need to put the bracket for this nub right here, right? This nub where the spring is. This bracket. So I don't think it goes this way. This way it interferes with that spring on the spring for the brake lever, so it has to go like this. This way, over like so. And I believe it's just enough space where it will squeeze between the swing arm and the brake cylinder, the master cylinder for the brake right there. So I think like that. Let's see, do I have any other parts? I don't think so. Let's see, did I tighten this one yet? Oh, I haven't tightened this one yet. Oh man, it's been a minute since I did that, so the blue Loctite might be whatchamacallit now. So I'm looking at this thing, it looks like it's symmetrical. Either this way or this way. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. So I'm gonna do this, see how the little nubs right there. See the hooks on that side, right? I'm not doing this where I'm trying to hook like this because it's, you know, it's not lined up, so I have to spin it this way. And this way here lines up with this hook over here as well. Lines up with that. So it's a perfect alignment, like so. Alright. See how that works? So it's actually closer. If you look here, it's a lot closer. Right here, if I have it down, it's further apart now, so it's easier to hook it from this angle. So let me see if I can hook it from that angle with my little hook tool. That's gonna be kind of hard too. Let's see. Let's move this over. Little hook tool right here, like so, like that. This. God damn it. Shit. See, the whole bike moved. Putting a bunch of force pulling. So my right hand's pulling, my left hand's pushing. Shit, almost. God damn it. Almost, baby. Almost. Oh my god. Holy shit. I need to eat my Wheaties, man. Holy cow. Oh my god. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh shit. Okay, it's in. Yeah, it's in. It's not perfect because that thing's kind of flapping around, but this is in for sure. So you see it's like, so the bracket here is kind of a little bit wonky. So I kind of don't like that. Let's look at it more carefully there. So you see right here. So right there, it hits the swing arm. On this side, it hits the God, I can't forgetting the name of this thing. The master cylinder. Right here. Actually, you know what? It doesn't hit it. It's almost hitting. It's, well, you know, if I push it, it does hit it. But if I just do this real lightly, it doesn't. It's like a millimeter away. But if I push it harder, it does hit it. But this side, though, for sure, it hits the swing arm. So hopefully, it doesn't cause problems where, you know, as the swing arm is going through its travel, it doesn't hit the top of, you know, it doesn't bind up from hitting the top of this. If that happens, it will actually push the center stand down. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. So there's the center stand. That's it. So I should put the bike on the center stand just to see, so for you guys to see what it looks like. But yeah, so there it is. Let's move my tools out of the way. That's all these tools right here. All these tools right here. Let's move all this out of the way here. Let's put it back in this foam. Let's move this out of the way so you guys can see what it looks like. Move the camera back a little bit further. Let's see. Alright, so I think that's good enough, yeah? Let's go up a little bit further. Let's go up like that. Yeah, that's good right there. Alright, let's see how this works. Goes. Came up pretty easily, pretty centered. And the swing arm, not the swing arm, what am I saying, the swing arm? The that little bracket thing is not hitting anything. This bracket right here. Oops, I guess you can see it. This bracket right here, right? That's on the spring. It's not hitting anything. It's just barely on this side. It's sort of, if it goes sideways towards the outside, it hits my. Let's bring this back down in here. It hits my. It hits right here where that circle clip was. So let me go in there and make sure that the working end of the circle clip is not being hit. Or the where the clips are, where the clips in. I want that to be away. Okay, that's good right there. So yeah, so it just clears the freaking frame and everything else, just barely. You guys see that? Okay, see, let me see the angle. If I can see that or not. Right in right here. Right in right there. It barely misses the frame by like less than 5 millimeters. Less than 5 millimeters right there. And down right here, same thing, down right here. Down right here. Oops, let's see. Down right here. Less than 5 millimeters of space right in here. But it fits, it clears. Okay, so everything clears, that's good. It's really good. Okay, let's bring it back up again. Or bring it back down, I should say. Alright, let's bring it back down. Just push it forward. It comes off easy. Alright, comes off easy. Pops off easy too. Alright, so you see it from the throttle side. Let's view it from the clutch side. So I need to move the back out of the way, so because the other side there's no clearance for the camera.